What is up, everybody? Shadow here, and today we're looking at a tank build for Zinx. And one thing I'm just going to say right now is if you're wanting to see all the cards, either pause the video right here, take a look at the cards and the upgrades, or go to the description below. I'll have the cards in the description as well as a link to the deck build. I'm not going to waste time going through each individual card and what I put on it like a lot of people do, because everyone always asks for the link or the description of them anyway. What I am going to do is kind of go over what you are going for with this build. And you see here that this build has a lot of armor in it, a good bit of mana, a little bit of damage, but not a lot of health. And I want to address this first. I've seen several people saying you need to still stack health on her in addition to your mana. And I know if you're really just wanting to go full-blown, just massive tank, then yes, of course, put some health in there. But for the sake of what this build is doing, you're still getting a lot of good tankiness and sustainability from your ult, and the armor you're putting on greatly reducing the damage that they're doing to you. But we have Cast Converter in here, and Cast Converter is really kind of where that extra health is going to come from. You're getting 47.5 health regeneration for 10 seconds. You're basically getting 475 health over 10 seconds. Now, when you pop Cast Converter, anytime you're in an engagement with her passive already giving her, the instant healing of half the damage dealt, this actually gives you a lot of good sustainability. And the amount of CP that you would have to put into 475 health is nowhere near the value that you can get out of Cast Converter. Now, yes, again, this is over 10 seconds. It isn't instant. It isn't available, at the beginning of an engagement. But where Zinx excels is drawing out a fight, kind of lengthening an engagement because of her passive, cutting damage dealt in half with her instant healing from her mana pool. So just think about that. This Cast Converter is really giving you 475 health every 45 seconds. And hopefully you're not going to be getting in too many bad situations more often than that. Now, again, your armor, you can see here, we've got a lot of armor stacked on here. So you're greatly going to be reducing the damage that's being dealt to you anyway. Your base health at full build is going to be 1564 health. Your base mana pool at full build is 1462. So you have a combined pool of over 3000. Now, no, that's not always just going to be readily available to you because you are going to be using your abilities. So that's going to be depleting your mana pool. So you do have to take that into consideration. The more you spam your abilities, the lower your mana pool gets, which means eventually you will run out of mana and won't be able to have that instant healing for half the damage dealt to you. But it's really not a problem with this build because you're reducing their damage so much with all of your armor, and you have the option to pop Cast Converter. You have Thermo-Bond on, which is going to work great right now because you're going to see Zinx everywhere. So whenever she hits you with that stun, your Thermo-Bond is kicking in and you're instantly getting 12% of your max health back on top of, already instantly healing for half the damage dealt to you from her passive. So this build is a kind of a new tank. It's not a tank that is just has loads of health and armor stacked. This is a tank that sustains, and it's just really annoying and really just hard to get rid of. We do have a little bit of damage in there with Tainted Magic and Thickblood, and again, Thickblood should be considered damage, especially with Zinx being everywhere. This is going to work great against her. You're going to apply a blight to her healing, and you're reducing that healing by 40%. That's huge. It just works great against her ultimate. So Thickblood should be considered as damage, really. So you have a little bit of damage from there, a little bit of damage in your Magus ward. You have your 6 points from your spiked Boneplate. So all total, you have an extra 54 power in this build. But again, that does not take into consideration the value that Tainted Magic and Thickblood are giving you on your abilities. Just kind of a quick view of what your abilities are doing. It's not a lot of damage, but hey, you know what? That's okay, because again, this is a tank build. You're not meant to be doing a ton of damage. You're going to be dealing decent damage between your Thickblood and your Tainted Magic, but you're mostly wanting to kind of be a ranged frontliner. You're wanting to get in there and tank some damage for your team, but you're also going to be pestering someone else on the enemy team. Really easy to pester the backline. And with your DOT damage of your bad medicine, having that kind of area of effect there in the team fight as well, you know, you're going to be doing decent damage for your team. You also have your stun, which is giving great utility to your team all around. So, you know, again, this is a tank build, kind of a new tank build, but Zinx is a new character, which he's a ranged frontliner, a ranged tank. We haven't seen that before, so it's an interesting build, but so far I've had really good luck with it. I'll try to get some gameplay posted soon. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully this helps you. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give me a like, hit that subscribe, and there'll be more coming soon. Thanks.